This week we have a great matchup, and it is the up and comer. Well, he's no longer an up and comer. Now he's a world champion, WBO title holder, lightweight division. Keyshawn Davis taking on Edwin De Los Santos. And there is a bit of intrigue in this fight. So let's first, people want me to break down the fighting styles of both fighters and then kind of add the storylines. That's been the criticism of some of these videos. So let me kind of guide you through this compelling fight that will be on ESPN, promoted by Top Rank, all the stuff that you already know. So Keyshawn Davis is one of these fighters who came out of the 2020 Olympics, fast track, moved very quickly, took on top tier opposition, top level guys, and made a name for himself rather quickly. Won a world title in February, and now he's off to the races to ascend to the highest level of the sport and kind of see where he can fit in amongst those. What makes him a great fighter? Well, to me, what makes Keyshawn Davis great is he has amazing distance control and great offensive reflexes and great ability to counter punches offensively with other high level fighters. So I think that what makes him a unique and solid operator in this division is he is able to function and fight at a high level, but also get aggressive and finish the show when he sees someone's hurt. So it's a unique trait. I think he's best when he's going downhill and kind of putting his will and his power on guys. He at times has shown in his development a wanting or an ability to box. That version of Keyshawn is also good, but it's not as dangerous. So that's an interesting factor. And you bring that up because De Los Santos is a very, very tricky operator because he's got good power, he's got good reflexes, and he's had two identities. So when he came up on the showbox circuit, when William Foster beat him on a showbox card, which people never talk about, I remember that must have been 4, maybe 3 years ago. I remember watching that and being super excited. Missed the showbox series because it was kind of the gateway to these great fighters emerging. And De Los Santos in the William Foster fight was a come forward pressure fighter. He's got great power. I'd say great power, above average power for the lightweight division. But really his calling card is he also has great reflexes and great timing. So he's able to counter counters and he's able to punch with people. And that led to him knocking out Jose Rayo Valenzuela because he was able to set a trap and he has one punch knockout power. And he changed a fight with one punch, and that's a big deal. So, when he fought Shakur Stevenson, De Los Santos, people were very critical of that fight because they said it was a boring fight. What made the fight boring was it was a high-level fight where both guys were looking to counter each other's strikes, and part of what makes Shakur such a great fighter, and it might annoy people, is he's so composed, he's never going to initiate or force the action. He's an extremely patient fighter who's going to fight on his terms and wait and settle and look for his advantages when he sees fit. Now, De Los Santos has some of those same traits where he was, trying to, when you have a counter puncher in front of you, the best way to fight a counter puncher is to feint the feint, is to engage, force them to react and punch with them, etc. So, with all that being said, they got into a rhythm or a harmony in that fight where neither person was going to lead, and they were both kind of comfortable waiting for the other to make mistakes, and we had a lot of rounds that bled together. I am optimistic this fight is not going to look the same because Keyshawn Davis, though a high-level fighter, he's someone that's proven that he's going to initiate offense at times when maybe his other contemporaries would look for openings. Davis has a different level of power than maybe some of the other fighters in this division, and he's very confident in his power. So this, to me, is closer to a 50-50 fight. You have to favor Davis, maybe 70-30. But Edwin De Los Santos is coming to win, and he's going to sit there and plant his feet and punch with him, which makes him a dangerous dude. The scariest dudes in boxing at this level especially. There's another level beyond De Los Santos unless De Los Santos wins it and he ascends to that level. That's the guys that are proven champions in the super fights, and that those guys present different problems. But at this tier for Keyshawn Davis's development, what's really tricky about this fight is Edwin De Los Santos is going to plant his feet, look to land big punches, and he's going to put power shots on it. it's a very interesting test for Keyshawn Davis because I've heard some people say at times Davis gets hit clean at times, or I wouldn't say a lot, but he gets hit clean. This is the type of guy that can test how Keyshawn Davis takes a punch or how clean he's getting hit, because this is a guy with one punch power. Davis, up until this point, barring a Texas drug exam where he failed the drug test for weed, has basically gotten a straight A for his pro career. So it's an exciting matchup, and though I expect Keyshawn Davis to win, I also expect this to be a really, really compelling fight.